In this video, I will be showcasing a project I have been working on that allows ChatGPT to interface with Roll20. What you're about to see is a condensed version of my live stream on Twitch starting the Dragon of Icespire Peak campaign. I originally had the AI introduce each of the characters and what they were capable of, but it was a bit long-winded, so I'll summarize them quickly here before we get started. Alicia Moonshadow is a High Elf Ranger, Sir Cedric Thorn is a variant Human Paladin, Lilith Underfoot is a Lightfoot Halfling Rogue, Glimbook Tinkerdome is a Forest Gnome Wizard. They are all level 1. You'll learn more about their characters as the adventure plays out, as the AI likes to put their characters' personality traits front and center. We'll go and start our AI adventures in Phandalin.
Alicia Moonshadow scans the area, her keen elven eyes observing the surroundings. She takes a moment to appreciate the natural beauty of Phandalin before turning her attention to the job board near the townmaster's hall. With a calm and stoic demeanor, she approaches the board, studying the various quests and tasks posted there. As she reads through the requests for aid, Alicia's connection to the natural world guides her decision-making. She searches for any quests that involve protecting the wilderness or restoring balance to nature. Alicia knows that her purpose lies in safeguarding the natural world, and she is determined to fulfill her duty. Alicia turns to her fellow adventurers and suggests, "Friends, let us seek out a quest that aligns with our ideals of protecting the wilderness and maintaining the balance of nature. I believe there may be tasks related to the despoiling of sacred forests or threats to the natural order. What say you? Shall we embark on a noble quest that will allow us to defend the wilderness and prevent any harm that may befall it?" Alicia's calm and patient nature radiates as she awaits the response of her companions. She knows that not everyone may share her deep connection to nature, but she hopes that they will understand the importance of preserving the natural world. With her vision of the despoiled sacred forest still fresh in her mind, Alicia feels a sense of urgency to find a quest that aligns with her purpose. As the group discusses their options, Alicia's observant nature allows her to notice a particular request on the job board. A plea for help in investigating a mysterious disturbance in a nearby ancient forest catches her attention. It seems that the forest's inhabitants have been acting strangely, and the balance of the ecosystem is at risk. Alicia's heart stirs with determination, and she turns to her companions with a glimmer of excitement in her eyes. "Friends, I have found a..."
What? I don't know what you found, because that is not a quest that is available to you. Alright, you don't actually see what she's talking about, Lila, but you do see 3 quest postings, one titled Dwarven Excavation, one titled Normagard, and a third titled Umbrage Hill. Which of the 3 do you want to investigate first?
Lila Underfoot, with a mischievous grin, scans the quest postings with curiosity. Her quick-witted nature kicks into gear as she analyzes the potential rewards and risks of each quest. Dwarven Excavation, Normagard, and Umbrage Hill, huh? Well, these all sound like quite the adventures. But which one should we tackle first? Lila taps her finger against her chin, deep in thought. The allure of hidden treasures and ancient ruins and the Dwarven Excavation piques her interest. On the other hand, the mysterious allure of Normagard and the unknown dangers it holds intrigues her as well. But then her eyes land on Umbrage Hill, and a mischievous twinkle lights up her eyes. Umbrage Hill, eh? Something tells me that this quest might involve a little bit of trickery and cunning. Just my kind of challenge. With a sly grin, Lila Underfoot turns to her companions, her quick-witted mind already devising clever plans for the upcoming adventure. "Friends, I propose we take on Umbrage Hill as our first quest. It seems like it could use a touch of our unique skills and cleverness. Plus, who doesn't love a good challenge?" Lila's mischievous nature shines through as she envisions the potential for a thrilling heist or a well-executed con in the pursuit of completing the quest. She knows that the path to victory may not always be straightforward, but with her quick reflexes and knack for finding humor in dire situations, she's confident in their ability to overcome any obstacles that may come their way. So, what do you say? Shall we set off to Umbrage Hill and see what tricks and treasures await us? I promise it'll be an adventure like no other. Lila eagerly awaits the response of her companions, ready to embark on a thrilling journey filled with...
I'm assuming she was done, but I'll hit continue just in case.
Intrigue and excitement.
Oh, she has a
Alicia
lot.
Moonshadow, ever attuned to her surroundings, listens intently to Lila's proposal. A smile tugs at the corners of her lips as she considers the possibilities. While her instincts lean towards quests that involve...
Don't play other people's characters, please. I'll just move on to Alicia then. Let her actually answer, rather than have Lila answer for her.
Elysia Moonshadow listens attentively to Lila's proposal, her calm and stoic demeanor remaining unwavering. She takes a moment to ponder the options, considering the potential risks and rewards of each quest. While her connection to nature draws her towards quests that involve the preservation of the wilderness, she understands the value of diversity in their adventures. After a moment of contemplation, Elysia speaks in her soft, melodic voice. Lila, your suggestion of Umbridge Hill intrigues me. While it may not directly involve the protection of nature, it presents an opportunity for us to test our skills and adapt to different challenges. She pauses, her gaze sweeping across her companions. It is important for us to experience a variety of quests and hone our abilities in different scenarios. Who knows, we may uncover unexpected connections to the natural world along the way. Elysia's eyes sparkle with a hint of excitement as she continues, let us embark on this journey to Umbridge Hill. It may not be directly tied to the preservation of nature, but there is value in exploring diverse quests and expanding our horizons. Perhaps we will discover hidden secrets or unexpected connections to the natural world along the way. Elysia's calm and patient demeanor radiates as she shares her perspective with her companions. She understands the importance of embracing new challenges and broadening their experiences as a group. With a nod of agreement from her companions, Elysia's stoic expression softens into a small smile. Very well, let us make our way to Umbridge Hill and face whatever trials await us. Together, we will navigate the unknown and emerge victorious. With a sense of purpose and determination, Elysia leads the way towards Umbridge Hill, her connection to the natural world guiding her every step. She remains observant, taking in the sights and sounds of the surrounding environment, always attuned to the balance of nature. As they venture...
Hold up, before you guys leave, everyone wants to go. Cedric, did you want to do anything while you all are still in Phandalin, or do you want to just go straight on to Umbridge Hill?
As Sir Cedric Thorne, I stand tall and proud, my noble bearing reflecting my sense of duty and honor. I take a moment to consider the options before us, weighing the potential benefits of staying in Phandalin against the urgency of our quest to Umbridge Hill. Friends, I address my companions with a resolute tone. While I understand the allure of exploring Phandalin further, I believe our duty lies in pressing forward to Umbridge Hill. Our purpose is to protect the weak and uphold justice, and I fear that delaying our journey may put those in need at risk. I take a deep breath, my eyes filled with determination. However, should any of you have unfinished business or personal matters to attend to in Phandalin, I will not stand in your way. We can reconvene and make our way to Umbridge Hill once all is settled. But let us not forget the importance of our mission and the lives that may depend on our swift action. Time is of the essence, and every moment we delay could mean the difference between success and failure for those who rely on our protection. I pause for a moment, allowing my words to sink in. That being said, if any of you require my assistance or guidance in Phandalin before we depart, I am at your service. Whether it is gathering information, procuring supplies, or offering aid to the townsfolk, I am here to fulfill my duty as a paladin and restore honor to my family's name. With a determined nod, I add, but let us not lose sight of our ultimate goal. Umbridge Hill awaits, and with it, an opportunity to make a difference and uphold the values we hold dear. I stand ready to support my companions, whether it be in Phandalin or on the road to Umbridge Hill. My sense of duty and devotion to my family's legacy compel me to act swiftly and decisively, always seeking to protect the weak and uphold justice. I trust in the wisdom of our group and will follow the consensus of the majority. If the consensus is to proceed immediately to Umbridge Hill, I will gladly lead the way. However, if there are specific matters that require our attention in Phandalin, I will gladly lend my strength and skills to assist. Whether it is aiding the townsfolk, investigating local troubles, or gathering valuable information, I am committed to serving the greater good. My desire to restore honor to my family's name is intertwined with my duty as a paladin, and I will not waver in my commitment to both. Let us make our decision together, considering the urgency of our quest and the potential impact of our actions. Time is precious, and every moment spent in deliberation is a moment that could be used to make a difference in the lives of those who need our help. As we decide our course of action, I stand ready, prepared to fulfill my role as.
Alright. I'll just stop him there. Glimwick, while Cedric is pontificating, do you need any supplies in Phandalin before you all leave?
Ah, supplies. Yes, that's a good point. Cedric, thank you for reminding me. As an insatiably curious gnome, I'm always on the lookout for new tools, materials, and, of course, books. I would love to visit Barthen's Provisions to see if they have any interesting components or gadgets that could aid me in my magical studies. Perhaps there's a rare tome or scroll hidden among their wares that could unlock some of the secrets I've been seeking. Additionally, I could use some more ink and parchment for my spellbook. It's always good to have extra on hand, just in case inspiration strikes and I need to jot down a new spell or experiment with new magical theories. If it's not too much trouble, I'd also like to swing by the woodworker's shop. Maybe they have some finely crafted wands or staffs that could enhance my spellcasting abilities. And who knows, maybe I'll stumble upon a hidden gem, a magical trinket or artifact that could aid us on our journey. Cedric, my friend, I interject with a smile. While I understand the urgency of our mission, I believe it would be prudent for us to make a quick stop at Barthen's Provisions in the woodworker's shop before we depart. I am in need of some supplies for my magical endeavors, and who knows what valuable items we might come across that could assist us in our quest? Besides, a well-prepared adventurer is a successful adventurer, as they say. I look to the rest of our party, hoping to garner their support. If any of you have any personal needs or desires in Phandalin, I'm sure we can accommodate a short detour before we set off. After all, a happy and well-equipped group is a more effective group, don't you think? With a nod of agreement, I turn to Cedric.
I'll let someone other than Cedric talk, because he talked for a long time. Alright, it seems that Glimwick wants to get some supplies. Are you looking for anything in particular as well?
Ah, supplies, you say? Well, I must admit, I do have a few things in mind. As a rogue, I always appreciate tools that can aid me in my mischievous endeavors. I've heard that the Lion Shield Coster might have some interesting gadgets and gear that could come in handy. Perhaps they have some specialized lockpicks or stealthy accessories that could enhance my abilities. It never hurts to be prepared, you know? Oh, and while we're at it, I wouldn't mind stopping by Sister Garielle's home. She's a wise and knowledgeable individual, and I've heard she might have some information or resources that could be useful to us. Maybe she has a hidden stash of potions or scrolls that could give us an edge in our upcoming adventures. But of course, I'm always open to suggestions. If any of you have any specific needs or if there are other places you think we should visit, I'm all ears. After all, a successful mission relies on the strengths and preparedness of the entire party. So, if there's anything you all need or any other places you suggest we visit, please speak up. Our collective success is my utmost priority, and I'll do my best to ensure we have the necessary supplies to face any challenges that lie ahead. As I await the response of my companions, I can't help but feel a sense of excitement and anticipation. The thrill of the unknown, the potential treasures and knowledge that await us in Phandalin, it all fuels my adventurous spirit. I'm ready to embark on this journey, armed with wit, stealth, and the camaraderie of my fellow adventurers. Together, we shall navigate the twists and turns of fate, facing whatever obstacles come our way with courage and cunning. Let us make haste to gather the supplies we need, for our next adventure awaits.
Alright, I'll move on to Alicia.
Ah, supplies, you say? Well, as a ranger, my needs are fairly simple. I require arrows for my longbow and rations to sustain myself during our travels. If we have time, I would also appreciate a visit to the woodworker's shop. I could use some sturdy arrows and perhaps a new bowstring for my longbow. It's always good to have backup equipment in case of emergencies. Additionally, I have a deep connection to nature, so if there are any herbalists or alchemists in town, I would love to see if they have any potions or ingredients that could aid me in my natural remedies and healing abilities. As for the rest, I trust in the judgment of my fellow adventurers. If there are any specific places you think we should visit or if anyone has any urgent needs, I am always willing to lend a hand. Our unity and preparedness are key to our success. So, let us gather the supplies we require and embark on.
Sir Cedric, while you were giving that amazing speech to your companions, it seems that they all wanted to go shopping before you guys headed out. Did you want to fold and also go shopping, or would you like to shout at your companions and continue to insist that you all head to Umbridge Hill right away?
My dear companions, while I am eager to embark on our noble quest to Umbridge Hill, I understand the importance of ensuring we are properly equipped for the challenges that lie ahead. It would be unwise to venture forth without the necessary supplies and provisions. Therefore, I shall not shout or insist that we abandon our shopping endeavors. Instead, I shall graciously acquiesce and accompany you on this shopping excursion. After all, a united and well-prepared party is more likely to achieve success than one that is ill-equipped. Let us make haste and gather the items we require, for our journey to Umbridge Hill awaits us. May the light guide our path and may our preparations prove fruitful.
That was actually a concise sentence for once. I'll say Cedric will go ahead and go with Lila to the Lion Shield Coster. Alright, Glimwick, you make your way to Barthen's Provisions rather easily, as you have been walking around Phandalin for a little bit now, so you're kind of familiar with the layout of the town. You see a individual that greets you. "Oh, how's it going there, adventurer? How can I help you?"
Greetings, good sir. I am Glimwick Tinkerdome, a forest gnome wizard, and I seek your assistance in procuring some essential supplies for our upcoming journey. We are preparing to venture forth to Umbridge Hill, and I am in need of a few items to aid me on our quest. Firstly, I require a fresh supply of ink and parchment to document our discoveries and record any arcane knowledge we may come across. Additionally, if you have any spell components or scrolls available, I would be most interested in perusing your selection. Lastly, as a curious gnome with a penchant for tinkering, I wonder if you have any small mechanical devices or gadgets that might catch my eye. Your expertise and guidance in these matters would be most appreciated.
Well, I can definitely say we unfortunately do not have any magical scrolls. We aren't exactly that kind of shop. You're not going to find any shop like that in Phandalin, I'm afraid to let you know. I can get you paper. Parchment is something I definitely do stock. And I some have screws and springs, if you're interested in that as well.
Ah, I see. Thank you for your honesty, good sir. While the absence of magical scrolls is unfortunate, I shall make do with the resources I have. Please do provide me with a selection of parchment, as well as any screws and springs you have available. I am always looking to expand my collection of mechanical components for my tinkering experiments. Perhaps I can find a way to incorporate them into my spells or create unique contraptions during our journey. Do you have any specific recommendations or items that you think might be of interest to a curious gnome such as myself?
Well, do you have a bucket? That's always, I find, to be rather useful. Adventurers always forget that buckets are useful for more than just carrying water around.
Ah, a bucket. An excellent suggestion, my good sir. Indeed, buckets have a multitude of practical uses, beyond their conventional purpose. They can serve as impromptu storage containers, makeshift helmets, or even as a starting point for constructing intricate mechanical contraptions. I shall most certainly acquire a bucket, for I can envision the possibilities it holds for my tinkering endeavors. Thank you for your insight, my good sir. Is there anything else you would recommend or any other items that might be of interest on our journey?
Well, I don't know what kind of budget you're working with, but I definitely suggest something like a crowbar if you or one of your companions doesn't already have one. I honestly don't know if anyone has a crowbar. I think someone does, maybe. But he doesn't know that.
Ah, a crowbar. An excellent suggestion indeed. The versatility and utility of a crowbar are undeniable. It can aid in prying open locked doors, crates, and chests, making it an invaluable tool for an adventurer such as myself. Thank you for the recommendation, good sir. I shall definitely acquire a crowbar to add to my arsenal. Is there anything else you would suggest? Perhaps something that could aid in my magical studies or enhance my spellcasting abilities?
Well, that sounds like some kind of magical doohickey. We don't have any of those, like I said, and don't know if we will be able to find something like that just in a shop around the boonies here.
Ah, well, I understand that magical items may be harder to come by in these parts. But fear not, my friend. As a forest gnome wizard, I have dedicated my life to the pursuit of knowledge and the mastery of arcane arts. While I may not have access to a plethora of magical items at the moment, I am confident in my abilities to study and learn new spells and techniques. In fact, I have already prepared a few spells that can aid us in our adventures. With my trusty spellbook and my innate curiosity, I am always seeking to uncover new arcane secrets and expand my repertoire. I will continue to study and experiment, and who knows, perhaps I may stumble upon a hidden artifact or a forgotten tome of ancient magic. But for now, I shall heed your advice and focus on acquiring more practical tools and equipment. A crowbar sounds like an excellent addition to my adventuring gear. Thank you for your guidance, my friend. Let us embark on this journey.
Alright, Glimwick, just to finalize your shopping list, you want a crowbar, some screws and springs, and some parchment, and ink, and a quill? Is that correct?
Indeed, that is correct. a crowbar for its practical uses, screws and springs for tinkering and repairing, and parchment, ink, and a quill for documenting my findings and recording new spells. These supplies will prove invaluable in my pursuit of knowledge and the uncovering of arcane secrets. Thank you for confirming my shopping list, good sir. I shall make my way to the appropriate shops and acquire these items post-haste. Is there anything else you would recommend or any other information you can provide before I set off on my quest?
As you go to pay for all the supplies that Barthen has acquired for you and put on to the counter, your gold pouch seems a bit light for the cost of all these supplies. You know from experience as a wizard that ink isn't the cheapest thing. It's 10 gold coins per 1 ounce bottle of ink, and that is all your coins. The crowbar will be 2 gold coins, parchment, and springs and whatnot all come up to an extra gold coin. So you're looking at about 14 gold total for all these supplies. You're about 4 gold short. Did you want to try to ask your allies to see if they can cover some of the costs, or would you like to put some of the stuff away?
I furrow my brow as I realize that my gold pouch falls short of the necessary amount to cover the cost of the supplies. I take a moment to consider my options, weighing the importance of each item against my limited funds. As a forest gnome wizard driven by the pursuit of knowledge, I understand the value of these supplies in furthering my studies and magical endeavors. The ink, in particular, is a vital resource for transcribing spells and recording my findings. With a bit of hesitation, I decide to approach my allies. They have been supportive thus far, and perhaps they would be willing to lend a hand in acquiring these necessary supplies. I make my way over to Elysia Moonshadow, Lila Underfoot, and Sir Cedric Thorne, explaining the situation and kindly requesting their assistance. Dear friends, I begin, I find myself a few gold coins short in acquiring these essential supplies for our adventures. Would any of you be willing to lend me a hand in covering the remaining cost? I understand that it is not your obligation, but your support would greatly aid me in furthering our shared goals in the pursuit of knowledge. I assure you that I will do my utmost to repay any debts incurred as soon as possible. I look at each of my allies, hoping to convey my sincerity and the importance of these supplies to our collective journey.
Sir Cedric doesn't have anything he wanted to buy, so I'll let him answer.
Sir Cedric Thorne, with a noble and honorable demeanor, listens attentively to Glimwick's request. He takes a moment to consider the situation before responding with a sense of duty and kindness. Glimwick, my dear companion, fear not for your shortfall in gold coins. As a paladin sworn to protect the weak and uphold justice, it is my duty to aid my allies in times of need. I shall gladly cover the remaining cost of these supplies to ensure that you have all you require for your studies and endeavors. He reaches into his coin pouch and retrieves the necessary amount, placing the gold coins on the counter with a gentle smile. Consider it a small token of my appreciation for your dedication to our cause. We are a team, and it is through our unity and support that we shall achieve greatness. Let us proceed with acquiring these supplies and continue our journey with renewed purpose. With a nod of reassurance, Sir Cedric stands tall, ready to assist his ally and...
While Glimwick was shopping in Barthen's provisions, you headed off to the Lion Shield Coster. What kind of stuff did you want again? Hopefully she remembers.
Ah,
I
the
don't know if she
Lion's
will.
Shield Coster, a fine establishment indeed. As I make my way there, I recall the items I had in mind. I need to replenish my stock of arrows, as well as see if they have any interesting trinkets or gadgets that might catch my eye. Oh, and I should also check if they have any new stealthy tools or equipment that could aid me in my mischievous endeavors. With a mischievous grin, I step into the Lion's Shield Coster, ready to browse their wares and see what treasures await.
It seems when you enter the Lion Shield Coster, it seems that there is mostly a supply of armor and weapons all hung up in different angles, and you don't see many stealthy tools, at least out in the open, but she does have a gigantic bin of finely crafted arrows that you'd be able to buy.
As I step into the Lanjox Costas, I take a moment to survey the array of armor and weapons on display. It appears that stealthy tools might not be their specialty, but I do spot a bin of finely crafted arrows. Perfect, just what I need to replenish my stock. I approach the shopkeeper with a friendly smile and inquire about the arrows. Good day, ma'am. I couldn't help but notice your impressive collection of arrows. Might I inquire about the price and quality of these fine projectiles? As an agile rogue, I find that having a steady supply of arrows is essential for my endeavors. I gesture towards the bin, eager to see what she has to offer.
Yes, the arrows are 20 per 1 gold. I hope that appeases your inquiries.
I examine the bin of arrows, carefully inspecting their craftsmanship. 20 arrows for 1 gold seems like a fair deal. I nod appreciatively and reach into my pouch to retrieve the necessary payment. Thank you, ma'am. I'll take 2 sets of arrows, please. Can't have too many, you know? I hand over the gold and eagerly accept the arrows, carefully stowing them away in my quiver. Much obliged. If you happen to come across any other interesting tools or gadgets that might pique the interest of a rogue like myself, do let me know. I'm always on the lookout for new toys. With a wink, I bid the shopkeeper farewell and make my way out of the Lanjox Costas, ready to continue my adventures in Phandalin.
You see a sly smile begin to quiver on the lady's face as you leave. It appears that if you continue business with her, you may find those tools or gadgets that you might be interested as a rogue, but she doesn't stop you as you leave.
As I notice the sly smile on the lady's face, my mischievous instincts kick in, and I can't help but be intrigued. It seems that there might be more to this shopkeeper than meets the eye. I make a mental note to keep an eye on her and perhaps return in the future to see what other intriguing items she might have hidden away. Leaving the Lanjox Costas, I step out onto the bustling streets of Phandalin. With my newly acquired arrows safely stowed, I take a moment to consider my next move. Should I head to the Townmaster Hall to gather information, or perhaps pay a visit to the Stonehill Inn to see if any rumors or jobs are circulating? The possibilities are endless, and my quick-witted mind starts to spin with potential plans. With a playful grin, I set off towards the Stonehill Inn, ready to seek out adventure and maybe even uncover some secrets along the way. After all, what?
I'll say that Lila goes back to the Stonehill Inn, because that'll be where everyone meets up again after they finish their shopping. It's been long enough that they forgot that they're actually already on a quest to go to Umbridge Hill. They also haven't actually read the posting. They just read the title and they're like, yep, let's go. Alicia wanted to get some arrows and a bow. She can't afford a bow, so rather than just roleplay, get more arrows, I'll just let her get the arrows. Glimwick, you make your way to Gariel's home to get some information, and she is a bit confused as she isn't currently working at the shrine, and so she wasn't expecting anyone to knock at her door, but she seems friendly enough and lets you come in. What kind of questions do you have for Gariel?
I approach Gariel's home, feeling a mix of anticipation and curiosity. Knocking on her door, I wait patiently until she opens it, a look of confusion on her face. Ah, greetings, Gariel. My apologies for the unexpected visit. I hope I'm not intruding, but I was hoping to seek some information. As she invites me in, I step inside cautiously, taking in the surroundings of her home. You see, I've been on a personal mission to uncover the secrets of the world, and I find myself in need of some guidance. I was wondering if you could share any knowledge or insights that might aid me in my quest. I take a moment to study Gariel's expression, hoping to gauge her willingness to help. Specifically, I'm searching for information about ancient spells, lost tomes, or any hidden magical artifacts that might be tucked away in this region. Do you happen to know of any such legends or stories?
Well, that's a rather extensive ask. I can't say that I know anything in particular. I do have something that may be able to help you on your adventures, though. As you might have found, we are rather lacking magic items in this town. But we do have a local alchemist that is, attempting to dabble in the arts at least. So if you're looking for healing potions, I believe Umbridge Hill would be where you'd want to go. Abra Gwyn is the one that is currently trying to work on that.
Glimwick nods appreciatively at Gariel's response. Ah, I see. Thank you for the information, Gariel. Healing potions could indeed prove to be quite useful on my adventures. I shall make my way to Umbridge Hill and seek out Abra Gwyn. Perhaps they can provide me with some of their experimental concoctions. Glimwick takes a moment to adjust his spectacles, his mind already racing with ideas of how he could potentially enhance or modify the healing potions he acquires. If you happen to come across any other leads or information related to ancient spells or magical artifacts, please do let me know. I'm always eager to expand my knowledge and uncover the secrets of the world. With a polite nod, Glimwick bids Gariel farewell and makes his way towards Umbridge Hill, excited to explore the possibilities that lie ahead.
Alright, it seems that you have now all finished your shopping. You are now ready to go on to Umbridge Hill, which you now just discovered is the place where you would be getting healing potions if you are interested. The quest board lets you know a bit of information about the task at hand. The local midwife, an acolyte of something named Adabra Gwyn, lives by herself in a windmill on the side of the hill a few miles south of Phandalin. With dragons sightings becoming more common, it is not safe for her to be alone. Urge Adabra to return to Phandalin. Once she is safe, visit the townmaster Harbin Wester to claim your reward of 25 gold pieces.
Upon reading the information on the quest board, my eyes widen with concern. Dragon sightings? That certainly sounds like a perilous situation, especially for someone living alone in a windmill. As a wizard driven by a thirst for knowledge, I cannot turn a blind eye to such potential danger. It is my duty to aid those in need and ensure the safety of our community. With a determined expression, I gather my belongings and make my way towards the stone windmill on Umbridge Hill. The prospect of encountering a dragon both excites and unnerves me, but I know that my magical abilities and intellect will be invaluable in this task. Upon reaching the windmill, I approach the door with caution, calling out, "Adabra Gwyn? I've come to offer my assistance and ensure your safety. The town of Phandalin is concerned for your well-being, especially with the increased dragon sightings. Please, consider returning with me to the town where you'll be safer. I hope."
I hope so as well, Glimwick. I apologize for starting with a shopping episode. I know it's thrilling stuff. I shouldn't have asked if they wanted to do anything in town before leaving. However, next time, our AI companions will start at the windmill, where they will actually work towards their quest. Thanks for watching.